Yeah, yeah. I know. I gotta go though. Yes, we have. I'll give you the significance of the ball I showed you yesterday in just a bit. All right. Okay. Yeah. Hey, welcome to season 6, episode 21 of Niagara 411 Live with Sterry. We are brought to you by Grantham Home Hardware, supported by the Niagara Parks Commission. Also, our brand new sponsor, Vera Wellness. We're going to talk more about those folks as the day goes by. Ace Alignment, also continuing to support this program. Verge Insurance, Mac Outpost, powered by WeeStream. We're going to give you a little close-up of this, Kevin. I don't know if we can. All right, you'll tell me if that works. That's an awesome, yeah, okay. That's from 1993, ladies and gentlemen. Been a treasured keepsake of mine for 32 years. There's some other cool stuff inside we'll have a look at as well. We are at the lovely Fiddler's Poorhouse, 149 St. Paul Street in downtown St. Catharines. Your specialities are right down here on this sign. You got wings and poutine and PBR pitchers and doubles and pickle shots and fireballs and all kinds of cool stuff on this absolutely spectacular October the 29th. If I wasn't here, my only second favorite place to be would have been out on the golf course to wrap up the season this year. Man, what a spectacular day as we head into a Halloween weekend. And changing the clocks back to standard time. That happens this weekend as well, so don't forget to do that. And a number of things coming up on the program to talk about today, including something that may not on the surface sound like a really big deal, but it's becoming a big deal, especially for animal lovers in and around Niagara, is we have a serious issue with abandoned pets. And we're going to have a lady on the program a little later on in the show that is running an organization that is attempting to address that problem. And we have our good friend, UFC fighter Jasmine Jasudavicius, had a bit of a rough one in Vancouver over the last little while. We're going to be talking to Jazz today as well. So in about 30 seconds, come on in, we'll get this shindig underway. All right, thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Season 6, Episode 21 of Niagara 411 Live with Sterry. This is a very special week because this is the show that we'll do before the next show, which we will talk about who actually did win the World Series, because we're going in to Game 5 tonight. And then the Major League Baseball season is definitely going to end in Toronto, Canada, which, considering everything that's been going on over the last number of months or a couple of years or whatever, I personally think that it's pretty cool for America's national pastime to wrap up its year in Canada. Has a bit of an extra significance to it for me this year, perhaps for you, I hope so. Now this ball that Kevin showed you at the front, I'm just going to set it right there. I've had that ball since Game 2 of the 1993 World Series, and we'll talk more about that in a bit, and some other memorabilia that is littered around our set. But right now there is something going on live in Niagara, in Port Colborne, to be specific about this. Now this original post went up a little bit earlier today. Can't remember exactly what time that it went up, but all it said was this: there will be a large emergency services presence in the area in the circle on that map that you see. Right now, staging in the area of Durham and Fraser, our fire and EMS unit, police groups will advise do not approach the area and listen to all police instructions. So that was the first post that we actually saw about whatever it is that's going on in Port Colborne. And frankly, we're still not quite sure about what's happening. But here's a little bit more detail. On Wednesday, October 29th, meaning today, right now, officers with the NRPS District 6 Port Colborne Wainfleet received information of a possible weapons incident in Port Colborne, east of the Welland Canal and south of Durham Street. Several uniformed officers and members of the Emergency Task Unit, the ETU otherwise, attended and have contained the incident to an address on Fairs Street, north of Lewis Street, and a second address on Mitchell Street between Nickel and DeQ. At this time, police are asking residents in the area to remain inside and lock their doors until the suspect has been apprehended. Out of an abundance of caution, parents with children in the area are asked to drive their child directly to school or keep them at home. This remains an active investigation and it's too early to confirm details of the incident. Further information to be released when details are indeed confirmed. So that's all we have, and this is an ongoing incident. This is unfolding as we speak. All right, so we'll do our best. Kevin, as is his usual bent, will attempt to stay up to date in the minute with what is happening while we are live on this program for the next 90 minutes or so. And as we are able to, we'll break into whatever it is we're doing and we'll keep you posted on what's happening. But for now, exercise, as per the police, exercise caution in those areas right now of Port Colborne till they get this thing sorted out. All right?
Yeah, and of course, Lee, good time to remind everyone that the show is wide open. We got the Zoom link right there in the post. So if you live in that area, Nick has shut off all the comments on these posts. So we were really looking to some of the comments to fleece out some more information. But if you're there and you feel comfortable joining the Zoom, by all means, click on that link, jump on the show.
Let us know.
Because us know what you see.
We are attached but separate to the actual Niagara 411 Facebook channel. But our show is independent as well. If you want to come on and talk to us about what you see, fair game. All bets are off. Fair game. So anyway, what I would like you to do too, while we're talking about that, is while you're viewing this on Niagara 411, just kind of refresh your site so that you can be brought up to date. So there we are, doing the show, and it is live and it is in real time. So then you hit the share. You click the share button at the bottom of the feed. Then it says share now. You don't have to make a comment or anything. You can if you want, but then just hit share now. And you have immediately shared what we're doing here in Niagara with all of your contacts, and that helps us help you to stay in touch with everybody, your friends and family and neighbors across the region, the province, the country, and for that matter, around the world. Because we know that we do have friends and family of people in Niagara that watch this show on a regular basis from all over the planet. And we're very, 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 very thankful, very pleased about that and appreciative of the fact that you're here and this show does as well as it does with viewers. Well over 2 million last year. We have well over 100,000 views and more on a bi-weekly basis that we do this, so it's just awesome to have you here. Now, the story behind the baseball is it was 1993, and we'll tell you about the shirt behind me there in a second. But this was the second time that I'd had an opportunity to view some World Series games with the Toronto Blue Jays. I was managing radio stations in Oshawa, Ontario, in the Durham region. And at that time, we were part of the Telemedia Sports Network. It doesn't exist anymore, but it did then. And all of our radio stations that I managed aired the play-by-play, the radio play-by-play of the Toronto Blue Jays games. Tom Cheek was probably one of the best sports play-by-play announcers ever to grace the stage. Jerry Howarth was his color commentator. Tom Cheek, Jerry Howarth, two of the best. And that's the guy that threw this baseball. Good for you, Kevin. God bless you. Dave Stewart, who I always got used to watching with the Oakland A's back in the day. That was the team he was with for longer than anything. But he was a Blue Jay at this time. Dave Stewart threw this baseball to the third baseman of the Philadelphia Phillies in Game 2 of the 1993 World Series. Dave Hollins hit this baseball foul down the third base line. My father and I were sitting. I took my dad to the game, which was a thrill in itself. And we were about, 10, 12 rows up from the third base line. And the ball bobbled around a bit in the crowd, and it ended up in my lucky hands, and I've had this official World Series 1993 baseball for the last 32 years. So it has, I gave it to my dad on a Father's Day shortly after that game to keep, and when my father passed away, it came back to me, and I've had it since then. So that's the significance of that ball, and it shall stay with me for a long, long time. The T-shirt that you see behind me, over there, I was working with the same group, involved with the same radio organization back in the days when they were just cooking, and it was 1992. So when the Jays clinched the American League pennant in 1992, I had my promotion person at the time, because we were still in the Durham region in the Greater Toronto area at the time, purchase a whole crap of brand new swag, brand new T-shirts and things, so that I could hand them out to the staff. And when we went to a game, we would have these 1992 American League champion Blue Jays T-shirts, and I've had that for the last 33 years. So that's where that comes from. This hat was given to me by my son, and now I have one more hat to show you, but don't hold this against me, okay? I have to reach over here. So a number of years ago, I used to spend a lot of time in California. Not anymore, because until the orange wave is done, I'm not going back to the U.S. But at the time, I used to go into the U.S. From time to time, quite often to California, because I had stuff going on down there, and family. And a few years ago, I was down there, and I went to Dodger Stadium, and I bought this hat. It was $70 American. That's like almost $100 for this hat. I have never worn it. I was waiting for an opportunity to wear it, and now, considering what's going on, there's no way I can wear it. I'd get thrown out of the country. I wouldn't even get to the border wearing this hat. But anyway,
I can't even believe you brought it here.
I had to show it. I had to tell this story anyway. That's a very expensive hat that I can't wear. I bought it at Dodger Stadium. Watch, I went, and what a great place. I have to hand it. Get out of here. I have to hand it to the Dodgers, though, and LA, because it is a wonderful place to watch a baseball game. It's a really old style, open air ballpark, kind of like Fenway or Comiskey, whatever. And boy, it's nothing against what I still call Sky Dome. Nothing against that, but it's a great place to watch a ball game. So I just had to bring that as as a bit of a trinket that will never get worn. Now,
yeah, Lee, did you see there how different the Sky Dome looks today versus the 1992 with that flat AstroTurf?
Amazing.
Yeah, they really did a good job there.
And when they show the drone shots from outside, what they now call Rogers Center, I'll give them their due, Rogers Center, etc. It's a beautiful looking place. It reminds me actually a little bit of the aerial views that we used to see of the old Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, because the old Yankee Stadium had that sort of cement facade, and Yankee Stadium along the side of it lit up in blue. And just a beautiful sight. I watched some Yankees games there too over the years, and that old ballpark was great. But and Rogers Center does look good, but the Dodgers Stadium is kind of a cool place. If you ever get a chance to watch a ball game there, it really is old school baseball ballpark. It really is. Kevin Jack, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it was beautiful last night, Lee, to hear the announcers talking about the fans filing out in the 7th or 8th inning and how the crowd was getting a little sparse. When you can take that stadium that holds 52,000 and whittle that down to 35 or whatever because the Blue Jays are trouncing the LA Dodgers.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. Game 5 tonight, and then they bring it home, Lee. I mean...
And how fitting is it, with everything that's going on, like I mentioned earlier, that the Major League Baseball season will be wrapping up, without a doubt, in the city of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. That it doesn't get much cooler than that with everything that's happening around the world. That's way cool. Anyway, before we go forward, I do want to take another moment to thank our sponsors, our keynote sponsor, our headliners, locally owned, genuinely Canadian, Grantham Home Hardware. And the two guys there to chat with that are responsible for supporting us and the entire community. It's just such a great talk about old school style service. There you go. Home Hardware. We got Jake and Rob up there.
Yeah, I want to throw something up. I was talking with Jake, and one thing people may not know is they do skate sharpening there.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in the North End, and I just know, for example, Jake and Rob, you're not going to find two better hockey players that own a hardware store than those two guys.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you might be, I'm going to the sports store. Well, let me tell you, these guys have played hockey their whole lives, and they are absolutely stellar at it. So get your skate sharpened at Home Hardware Grantham. It's right around the corner.
And it's a perfect fit for their name, too. Home is a very important word. It's become even more important over the years. And that's really what the place is. It's Home Hardware. And I was mentioning, I think the last time we were on here, not that it's the season to do it, perhaps now, but I don't know of any other place you could just walk into and get your lawnmower blade sharpened or stuff like that. They do real home style service, and it's awesome. Niagara Parks Commission, always a pleasure to have them as supporters. The golf season is winding down right now, Legends and Whirlpool, etc. But great renovations going on at those courses as well. So spring is going to be really, really cool. Whirlpool on the Niagara Parkway, Whirlpool Golf Course, is a Stanley Thompson designed course. And there's a Stanley Thompson association that travels around the country. And they look at these old courses, et cetera, and they we can bring these back to their original design and original format, et cetera. And that's what they're doing at Whirlpool. So next year should be very, very exciting for the Niagara Parks. And don't forget, the Niagara Takes Flight, new attraction, opened just over the last few weeks, and it's open year-round. So that's something you should definitely check out. We would like to welcome our newest sponsor, just joined the program this week, Vera Wellness, offering a holistic, trauma-informed approach to therapy, focusing on helping clients rediscover themselves and navigate life's challenges with resilience. Now that's a lot of verbiage, but basically, what Vera Wellness does is they care for adults to find safety, strength, and peace. Trauma-focused care. Their psychoanalyst and leader is Mika Matthews, psychotherapist. She is the principal behind Vera Wellness, and we're going to talk with her in the very, very next few weeks and find out a lot about their business. But check them out at verawellness.ca. Very simple website, VERA wellness, all one word, .ca. And thank you, Mika, for being a part of our program. Also, we have Ace Alignment again continuing to be with us. Ace Alignment, suspensions and wheel alignments and brakes and specializing. I guess you figured out it's all about automotive care and automotive service, etc. The two guys over there to talk to are Darren Miller, Matt Crompton. Those are the dudes that'll get whatever you need. Verge Insurance, home, life, business, health, insurance, whatever. Insurance brokers and business since 1953 in St. Catharines, located just over on Ontario Street, just kind of close to Montebello Park, right downtown in St. Catharines. And Mac Outpost, what can I say about our guys? These are our Apple guys. They are the most informed and accessible and reliable everything Apple outfitters for sales and service and consultations, etc., for Apple products, etc., in Niagara. Everything Apple at Mac Outpost. We're on Lake Street in the north end, across from Don's Lighting, in the Dollar Tree Plaza where Tim Hortons is. That's Mac Outpost. And I just read, Kevin, that Apple became, since you and I are both Apple supporters, I mean, our businesses are both sort of, without the Apple products, we probably wouldn't be existing right now. But Apple just achieved, as per the business reports this morning, a value of over $1 trillion.
Wow.
The only other two companies to achieve that status, and they were officially designated this year, were NVIDIA, what's it, the chip company? NVIDIA?
Sure.
And Microsoft.
Oh, okay.
And Apple just was officially designated as $1 trillion company. Pretty amazing.
Well done, Apple.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, well done, Apple.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has compliments and complaints about our tech world today, because nothing's perfect, but they haven't let me down yet.
No, I love my Apple products, and just to bring it full circle, honestly, if you're using Apple products and you ever need a hand, or if you're looking for an accessory, go see the boys down at Mac Outpost in St. Catharines, or right on Lake Street. Honestly, they don't steer you wrong. And for example, Lee, I mean, they talked you into, I'll say, a refurbished model. They're like, Lee, for what you're doing, you don't need to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. You don't need the Cadillac here, but here's what you need. And this will get you done for a much more reasonable price. And for the most part, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah,
right? We don't want to be upsold. We want to be right sold.
That's a perfect way to put it. Good job, Kevin. That's a nice turn of phrase there.
Yeah.
The laptop I had previous to this guy here was a 2012. So I mean, it was 13 years, and I got into the Apple world because I do, as if you haven't figured it out by now, I do voicing and like audiobooks and stuff like that. I use it for some pretty heavy duty audio recording and distribution, etc. And it's the best equipment I could find that catered to that kind of business that I'm in. So I stayed in the Apple verse, and then I got the iPhones and stuff. But that computer lasted me a long time. Then I did something kind of crazy. I tried to upgrade this software system and do stuff I had no idea what I was doing. And I kind of screwed it up. So I went and I talked to Derek at Mac Outpost. He says, here, I'll make it last a little longer for you, but you really should get into something a little newer. But to go to Kevin's point, he didn't sell me something that was like brand new. He said, I've got a reconditioned one coming in, and it should be everything and more that you need. That's this guy right here. It's a 2019, I think it is. It was 6 years old when I bought it. It's like it's new. Now, I mean, they don't have those just laying around. It just kind of happened that I got lucky that they had one coming in. But my point is, and Kevin's point is, they won't oversell you, they'll right sell you. I'm going to remember you said that.
That's a good one.
You made that up, didn't you?
I did, right on the spot.
All by yourself. You're a brilliant man.
Don't want to be upsold, want to be right sold.
And that brand new hat, I don't know, what's the judgment on Kevin's new Jay's hat? I think this is a new hat, right?
You know what? No, I've had it for a while, and I don't know, for whatever reason, it didn't speak to me.
All
and then
right.
I wore it,
All right.
after the Jays lost that 18.
But then your son Alex said he liked it.
Yes, Alex said he liked it, so I figured I'd wear it again. And, I tried to change things up after they lost that 18-inning game. I'm like, well, that's it. I got to change up my routine. Hey, Lee, we got another athlete coming on the program here in about 15 minutes' time.
Yeah.
There she is, gearing up for UFC Vancouver just a couple of weekends ago.
Our friend Jasudavicius has had just an amazing career so far in the world of UFC, and she started very late in life for that sport. I mean, she's still not old. I mean, she's what, Kev, 35, 36?
36, I think.
But she got started in this thing because her boyfriend was training in this world, and she said, I think I could do that. Well, she was right. And she has had a meteoric rise through the mixed martial arts world, UFC in particular, and she had a bit of a tough outing. That might be an understatement. Her last bout in Vancouver. When did that take place, Kevin? A couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, just after our last show. So
Yeah.
I think October 18th, if that was a Saturday night. UFC Vancouver, she was on the card. I mean, she's ranked number 5 flyweight in the world, right here from St. Catharines. Jazz, 5th in the world, and she was up against a lady from France. I think they called her the Beast from Nice.
Right, and she
was ranked number 2.
Yeah, because this lady had suffered a defeat she had a championship bout earlier in the year, March, May, somewhere like that. And that's who Jazz met in Vancouver. And it didn't necessarily go the way she wanted it to go. But, you know, to her credit, she's talked to us after every win, and she said, I didn't win the fight, but sure, I'll talk to you. And that's the mark of a true professional and someone that has their head screwed on straight. So win or lose, she's going to talk to us, and she's going to join us, as Kevin said, is it that time already? Almost about 12:40 today. She's going to be joining us. So now, and also coming up at 1 o'clock, we have, as I mentioned off the top of the program, we have it's almost a critical situation with abandoned animals, and in most cases, some dogs and other kinds of pets, but the main center for this issue is around cats. Cats are an interesting creature in the fact that a lot of people have varying views of cats. Some people love cats, some people really don't like them very much, and then others are just not sort of one way or the other. They're sort of ambivalent about the whole thing. But suffice that to say, I don't know anybody that condones abandoning pets or creating animals in an inhumane way, irrespective of whether you're a fan of a particular species or not. And we have an issue with abandoned cats here in Niagara. The Humane Society is pretty much jammed full of cats, and we're going to have a lady on today named Swinson. She's managing director of Happy Days Sanctuary in Fort Erie, and they're doing everything that they can to facilitate these unfortunate creatures to be looked after and find homes, etc. And one of the stories that got our attention over the past week was the fact that there were a minimum of 8, and there have been many more over the last number of weeks and months, cats abandoned in their area or even in their driveway. So we're going to be talking about that issue and hopefully finding some solutions or airing some solutions, getting to the bottom of perhaps what we can do to help this situation. That's kind of a cool shot. Even the animals are getting into the Blue Jays bandwagon there. Anyway, so Anne's going to be joining us to talk about their work with abandoned animals here in Niagara.
Lee, I got to say, you must smell that aroma coming up. Man, they make so much of their food here in-house. I think they got the smoker going today because they make their own cheese sticks. They're so delicious. And, hey, if you're looking for something, we showed you the specials right off the top.
Yeah.
Stop by and see us. Fiddler's, Whorehouse, St. Paul Street, downtown St. Catharines.
Yes, indeed.
Lee, where do you want to go here? We got that Amber Alert story, which ended violently in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
monitoring what's going on in Port Colborne. No developments there.
Nothing new there.
And we've also got that weird backwards driver on the Garden City Skyway.
Yeah, let's go to we got some video on the driver, right?
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Let's have a look at that 1st.
Okay, so here's the story from October the 20th. Not sure if you
Yeah.
could see that date, and it kind of flew under the radar.
It's the border between St. Catharines and Niagara on the Lake. Both cities have been called QEW, this was the post at the time, QEW Toronto bound downside of the Garden City Skyway. All kinds of agencies, the OPP, MTO, EMS, everybody under the sun that has letters were called from Niagara on the Lake and St. Catharines, responding as it's a border call. Now, it was because a gray truck turned around while driving on the Skyway and then started driving into everyone. I was there, super reckless and scary. Everyone was shocked and was trying to dodge. He managed to turn around from the outlets and go all the way up to the bridge of the Skyway and more. So, okay, I'm trying to picture this because whenever you see these stories, you do it too, right? You said, okay, what does this look like to me? I'm trying to remember the area and how it works. So here's this other post. I was on the Skyway driving towards Niagara on the Lake, and this guy is driving so fast towards me, I swerved and missed him by what seemed to be a foot or so. I would have been a goner if he'd hit me as he was going so fast. I can't believe you encountered it too, meaning a previous commenter. It was a silver or gray pickup. Anyone know what the motive was for this? Okay, so Kevin, let's try to put this in perspective. We're talking about what bound lanes, the Toronto bound lanes of the Skyway, correct?
Right.
Right. So this car...
Well, no, I think it's the Fort Erie bound lanes.
Fort Erie bound lanes?
He's driving. I think he went down. Gosh.
It said the downside of the Skyway.
He definitely started coming over the Skyway to going towards Toronto, but in the Fort Erie bound lanes. Something like that.
So what's so...
Well, here, let's go to the video.
Yeah.
Let's go to the video, because this here was crazy stuff. And I don't know how... I mean, look at this guy. So this guy, Derek...
So he had to be
this.
originally heading to Fort Erie. So is this a ramp?
So this here looks like it's a South Service Road or Dunlop. And, you know, just beyond Welland, if you're headed towards Fort Erie,
Yeah,
you're going to have an on-ramp, right?
Around Niagara Street.
Right, you can get onto the QEW there and watch it.
Heading to Fort Erie.
Whoa, look at this. Zoom.
Okay, wait.
Did you see that?
I did see that.
And we recognize that, right? That's Dunlop right there. That's how you get on. Yeah, if you were to go on Niagara Street, you end up on the service road.
So the car, that truck that we saw coming our way was going the wrong way on the service road.
Right, and I think that's how they exited the QEW.
So this is me driving my car, and I'm heading to get onto the Queen Elizabeth Highway around Niagara Street area, and then...
Look at this guy. Here it comes right now.
Wow. All right, so now how the hell does he get onto the service? So he was actually Fort Erie bound on the Queen E on the downside of the Garden City Skyway,
But he's going Toronto bound.
and he turned around
Yeah.
to go back
To
down
go back the other way. And it sounds like he turned around kind of right in front of the outlet malls.
So he must have been thinking that that was a two-way service road,
I have no idea, Lee.
and he's flying.
Oh, this guy's moving. Now, some people in the comments, if we can hear, you know what, I'll put everything up here. The comments almost
Now-
suggest like this was a suicide mission.
Well, I guess
Somebody said he, it sounds like it was on purpose, maybe suicidal.
well, I suppose that's always a possibility. Try the north or south service road. It wasn't Toronto bound. We were heading to Niagara. He drove past us going the wrong way. Yeah, okay.
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, the guy was Toronto bound.
Well, yeah. Update both directions are clear and good now. Okay, that was in real time.
Yeah, he drove by us. Look at this guy.
He drove by us. We usually drive in the lane he was driving the wrong way in. I'm sorry to hear he caused so many accidents.
So
Now,
here's another video. So I guess this was the accident that he caused. I think this, Lee, is coming Toronto bound,
yeah,
just past the outlet.
you're heading up. You're heading up the Skyway at that point.
Exactly, going Toronto bound.
And this video is taking shots of the Fort Erie bound lanes.
Exactly.
But where did the accidents get caused? If he was,
I think it got caused when he turned around at the bottom of the Skyway in front of the outlet mall, and then started going back up the 40 rebound lanes, but the opposite direction, right? That's
but I
where
thought he
these
was
accidents-
on. But I thought, but it looked like he was on the service road, not on the.
Well, eventually that's where he exited, right? So he caused some accidents on the Skyway, gets to the bottom of the Skyway going the wrong way, and takes that ramp to get off that you see on the right-hand side of your screen. Right? Here he is after, so he causes the accidents on the left, right? And then a few seconds later, he's now on the downside going the wrong way and passes this guy with his dash cam.
Okay, so the video we're showing on the left of the accident coverage
That happened first.
Happened first.
Exactly.
And then he gets off on the service road going the wrong way.
Jesus. Thank
Wow.
goodness it was only 4-car pileup.
What a dog's breakfast of incidents there. Wow. All right.
But that was, straight down 3.
Yeah. Now
Some driving on the wrong side of the Skyway.
the other story you mentioned was as a result of an Amber Alert that lasted for a very, very short period of time. So here's this dude, as far as we know, in the Brampton area. A woman was found deceased in the Brampton area. Then the officials realized that whoever the perpetrator of this crime was, or the alleged, let's use that word, the alleged perpetrator of this crime was, left the scene in a car with a child in the back seat of the car. Then the Amber Alert went out. I remember getting it on my phone, you know, that crazy, wacky sound you get. Well, the Amber Alert went out. This child was what, Kevin, about a year old?
I think 2 or 3, yeah. Oh, no, I think you're right. It was a year.
I think
you're
certainly
right.
about a year old, yeah. And then they discovered in the interim that the child was safe because the child had apparently been dropped off at a family member's home. So flash forward to the next piece of news, and the perpetrator of this ended up in Niagara, near Thoroldstone Road and Montrose Road in Niagara Falls. And the police were gathering, and the other agencies as well, in an officer-involved shooting, which they always call any incident in which a police officer discharges a firearm. That's what they call it, an officer involved. Doesn't mean an officer was shot. It just means a police weapon was fired. That's what that means. So then they believed that the suspect was still in the Niagara region. A shelter-in-place order was issued, as is also pretty much normal procedure for the area in Crystal Beach. After evidence related to the ongoing investigation was discovered, the order has since been lifted after further evidence indicated that the wanted male had fled the area. They continued their investigation into the early hours of Wednesday. At approximately 2:30 in the morning, officers located a vehicle containing the suspect at a gas station near Thoroldstone Road and Montrose Road, and they became involved, as they say, with the vehicle. Following an interaction with officers, a male was pronounced deceased at the scene. In other words, they shot the guy. The male has been confirmed as Anthony DeShepper, 38 years old. And of course, as is always the case, anytime there is an officer involved shooting, anytime a police officer in Ontario discharges their weapon, the SIU is involved, Special Investigations Unit, because it's a third party investigation whenever something like that happens. But that's some pretty, I was going to say exciting, I don't know if exciting is the right word, a pretty impactful event to happen in what we used to think of as kind of quiet old the Niagara region, the Niagara Peninsula. Nothing crazy really goes on here, but as time goes on, we are beginning to realize that there are crazier and crazier things that are happening here, as are happening all around the world. And as the population grows, as the traffic grows, as the things come back and forth throughout Niagara, we are going to be part and parcel of what life can bring you when you least expect it. So, but at least the child was safe. Our condolences to the friends and family of the deceased lady in Brampton area, and I'm sure we'll hear more about that story. Jasmine Jasudavicius has been a friend of this program, and we've been a fan of hers since her career began. I don't even know how many years this goes back now, not all that many, but a little late in life for this kind of activity. Jasmine thought, hey, you know what, I kind of have a thing for this. I think I could do this. Well, she was absolutely right. In the world of mixed martial arts, she rose through the ranks of the UFC very, very quickly. A couple weeks ago, just after our last show, she was participating in an event in Vancouver. And she has often and always agreed to have a chat with us and fill us in on what's happened whenever she was winning battles. And to her credit, she said, yeah, I didn't win, but I'd sure still like to talk to you. And here she is. Jazz, how you feeling today?
Hey, I'm feeling good. How about you? I'm back at the gym, so sorry about the noise. We're just finishing up practice, so sorry about my appearance too.
No,
but,
hey,
yeah.
You always look golden to us. So, and you know what? It's a testament to your personality and your professionalism that you're going to talk to us win or lose. And you can't go through any world event these days without winning some and losing some. And you've won more than you've lost. But tell us about Vancouver. Before I read too much into it, tell us about your Vancouver experience.
So Vancouver, it actually was like an amazing experience. Like no matter what, I'm able to chase my dreams, and it's like such a blessing, the life that I have, regardless of the outcome. I mean, you know, I lost the fight, but the week went well. The fight week was awesome. I'm competing against the best girls in the world. Like, I'm ranked number 5. She was ranked number 2. I was gonna have the opportunity to fight for the title probably next after this fight if I was victorious, but you know, we hit a little bump in the road, and unfortunately I lost the fight. I kind of got caught early. I got punched in like this weird spot. I felt perfectly fine, but you know, I understand why they stopped the fight. On the video, I watched it after, and my legs did go jelly, but it's like, you know, when you go to the doctor's office and they check your knee and it's like a reflex and you kick. It's like kind of like that. You get hit in a certain spot. My legs were kind of jelly, but I was completely aware. I have no concussion symptoms. I'm like healthy. It's unfortunate that I lost the fight, but you know, the journey continues. I still am reaching for that belt. I'm back at practice, and this is just a little bump in the road.
So this was a French girl that you were fighting, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, she had a bit of an axe to grind, not necessarily with you, but with herself, because she lost a title bout earlier this year, did she not?
That's right. Yeah, the fight prior to this one was her a title fight, and she lost. So, you know, she was coming in hungry.
So what, you're normally, and I'm sure you were as well in this case, extremely prepared for the fights and knowledgeable about your opponent. What got to you on this one that you weren't expecting, or was there something you weren't expecting?
It was a lucky shot, you know, like that's we're in a sport that there is a little bit of luck involved, and a little, like, I mean, luck, you know what I mean by it. Obviously, she was successful in her game plan. She was a striker, and she hit me with a shot that, you know, put the score into her hands. But there was nothing into particular. Like, her eyes were closed when she did that shot. It was me coming in, and it's the nature of the sport, so I can't get too highs on the highs, and I don't get too lows on the lows. We just keep moving forward.
Yeah, that's that's a great attitude. If professional athletes can do that, is to ride the highs and ride the lows, just and just sort of put everything in perspective. I guess perspective is the best word. So, and I know that in the story we were following it, et cetera, and at the time, you really were not terribly pleased that the referee had stopped the fight. Now, probably most fighters wouldn't like a fight to be stopped because they still think they had gas in the tank. If the referee hadn't stopped the fight, you said viewing the tape, you saw why, but would you still have liked it to continue?
100%. Like I said, I felt fine. I felt aware. I know it looks bad in the video, but I was aware the whole time. Like, I was trying to fight to get up, and I truly believe that if the fight was able to continue, I would have been victorious. Like, it was just at the start, and I was looking good up until that point. Yeah. So I'm very hungry to get back in there. Okay,
understandably so. So, had you come out victorious on this fight, would your next one have been a title shot, or would you? Because you said she was 2, you were 5. What would have been the scenario then, and what is the scenario now?
So yeah, I mean, you don't know for sure if the next one would have been for a title fight, but she fought for the title prior to this. Even though I would be ranked 2 at that point, there would be a girl that is ranked number 1. So technically, she does have kind of like first dibs, but it kind of just depends on who's ready to fight at the time. So it doesn't really change because it's a loss versus a win. It doesn't change that much. I'll probably have to fight another fight and win, and then have the opportunity to fight for a title next. So it probably puts me back like 1 fight. Okay. So it's not too bad. It's just like, kind of stings. Yeah. It hurts, but it's not too bad.
You just have to wait. I guess another important word in the world of sports, professional, anything really, is patience. And that's kind of a tough thing to have.
Yeah, that hurry up and wait thing. Like, how do I find patience? Like, it's a contradictory.
Yeah. So when do you find out when your next fight is? When do you know?
I'm not too sure. I messaged the matchmaker and asked to keep me active, and I told him that I was healthy. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he books me soon.
All right. Well, again, we congratulate you on the wins, so we'll have to congratulate you on the fight, irrespective of the fact that it was a loss. And again, a testament to your character and your professionalism that you come on and talk to us. I think we still think you're the best. And I know one day we'll be able to see that belt or whatever it is you get at the end of this thing.
That's right. I can't wait to show it to you.
All right. Kevin, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I just want to talk about Niagara Top Team. I know you and your boyfriend both trained there. Both of you have been on the UFC stage. I mean, that's worldwide. How is your and his and the entire club's success on the UFC stage change things for Niagara Top Team?
It's absolutely unbelievable at Niagara Top Team. Like, I believe it's the best gym in the world. We have multiple UFC fighters coming out of here, like me being grown straight from these guys. Cody Kavanchak, he just got into the UFC. Mike Malott, he's been in the UFC for a while, fought on the same night. He's cracked the top 15, and it's like unreal. Series City, he trains with Agus, kind of like a sister gym of ours, because he's from like Burlington, Oakville area. And so we really have a hotbed right now with a ton of talented, hungry athletes just like fighting their way to the top. It's unbelievable, like the people in the community that we have here.
All right. And
well, where do we find you, Jazz? Where is Niagara Top Team?
Yeah, I was skipping.
We're on Welland Avenue, right across from the old Book Depot, and please come by I always help out with the kids wrestling class on Fridays. It's like one of the things that I truly love to do still, and so I want to continue to build that program. And we've got a great gym. And please, the hardest thing is stepping into the door. Just like have the courage to step into the door and try your first class, and I promise that you won't regret it.
What a great testament. I guess that's it. Just 90% of life is showing up.
Showing up and trying your hardest.
That's awesome. So your gym isn't very far from where we just showed that dude driving the wrong way on.
Yeah.
It's right by the scuba shops there, right?
Yeah.
Dan Scuba Shop?
Sorry?
Yeah.
The scuba shop is right next door, right?
That's right, yeah.
And you really do, you do a kids class on Friday evenings?
I help coach it, yeah.
So if kids, what ages are we talking? If kids want to get into MMA, you can literally sign up at Niagara Top Team and be trained by a legit UFC fighter on Friday nights?
Yeah, so the wrestling
that's amazing.
program,
Just so you go, you talk about a portal. These people see you on their screens, they're at UFC, and now you're training them. You're there in person. That's really cool.
That's really good.
I love it. We got our Halloween party on Thursday night. I can't actually I guess it's not a surprise anymore, but I'm coming to give the kids candy and stuff. So I can't wait. I love being able to be involved with the kids programs here. They're the next generation coming up, and I believe that martial arts can change a kid's life. They don't have to compete, they don't have to do anything, but I think it gives them an inner confidence, especially females. If you do it, maybe you only do it for 1 year of your life, doesn't matter, but I really believe that doing martial arts for a little bit, dedicating yourself for a little bit, you develop a character within yourself that can never be taken away, that will always grow with you. And so I think it's amazing for kids to do, teens to do, women, everyone. We have all walks of life here, and everyone is scared. Oh, it's my first time. I'm a 55-year-old woman that doesn't want to go into the gym with all these dudes, There's many women that are here doing these programs. I promise you there's something for you.
Jasmine, I'm Kevin. Thanks for asking that question. I'm glad you brought it up. And Jasmine, thank you for all that effort. You're an inspiration in a lot of different ways to a lot of different people. And I guess the most common phrase today is we appreciate you. So we do.
Well, I appreciate you guys and all the support that I get from the community here.
Good luck. Stay in touch.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
That's good. Yeah, Kevin, I'm really glad you got into that because that's something we didn't know about what Jasmine does.
Yeah, I didn't know she was so into giving back to the kids.
Yeah.
Good for you. And
Right.
it warms my heart when I watch UFC and hear the big ring announcer guy say, from St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. I'm wow, that's cool, because so often, we export a lot of our top athletes, or people, end up training in Toronto and they get dubbed that way, from Toronto. No, I'm not from Toronto. I'm from St. Catharines, Ontario.
But there's also, there's always that debate too. And to be perfectly honest, in the interest of full disclosure, on the surface of it, I can't say that I am personally a big fan of beating people up for a living. I'm sorry. It's just, I used to appreciate what they referred to as the sweet science, which was the sport of boxing in its traditional form. Used to enjoy watching that. So I guess, it's kind of the pot calling the kettle black. But when you look at it from Jasmine's perspective, that she just mentioned this, as far as the conditioning and the training and the self-confidence, even if you're not going to be a competitor that grows up to just beat people up, the concept of the training in the world and the discipline of mixed martial arts, there's a real plus side to the coin as well. And it's nice to know that. It's nice to see that unfold.
Lee, I'm just going to throw something up here because we have been watching And again, the origin to this, I'm not exactly positive. Sorry, what do you want to do, Lee?
Well, yeah, before you do that, it just popped into my head. When I was checking the website, somebody said, does anybody know what's happening at the bus terminal in downtown St. Catharines? There's something going on downtown. So that is like right around the corner from where...
Is that now? That's happening now?
Yes, now.
Okay.
Because when we put the note up, I was just following the stream that we were doing.
Yeah, I see that. Trinity posted, do you know what's happening at the bus terminal?
Yeah. So I just didn't know if there was a way for you to check that out while we're talking about what you wanted to talk about.
Kayla also wanted to know what's happening in downtown St. Catharines. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay. We'll try to check it out. What were you going to bring up,
I'll try
Kev?
and check that out. Just wanted to Google and see what was out there from Fort Erie, because heavy police presence overnight in Fort Erie, and this appears to be one video that's been posted.
All right.
But again, I don't know the validity or the origin.
Now, keep in mind, gang, and this is why we do this program. Sometimes it might seem a little bit lumpy as we move back and forth, but we do this show live. It's not what they call live on tape or anything like that. And whatever we're doing that you're seeing being streamed is happening in real time. So that's sometimes why we can't catch up to what you're asking us, because if we don't catch a comment like we did there about downtown St. Catharines, we can't check in on it right away, but we'll try to do that. But this is happening in Fort Erie?
Yeah, no, this is the Port Colborne.
Or Port Colborne, I'm sorry.
Port Colborne, this says there's heavy police presence, and it seems as though they're trying to apprehend either a suspect or multiple suspects.
Is it related to what we were talking about?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So this is related to the incident where we were
Port
talking
Colborne,
about...
October 29th.
Oh, yes, the possible weapons
and
incident.
It seems that they've got it contained to 2 residences.
And
so
they
I don't
were
know
asking,
what that means.
And they were asking people to stay inside and just like hunker down, shelter in place or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And this is a current scene right now?
Well, no, I mean, I'm just judging by the amount of daylight that this would have been overnight. And again, this incident began at maybe 1 or 2 a.m. this morning. I'm just trying to stitch together the timeline. So this is something overnight.
Yeah.
But as you can see, that appears. I mean, we just called it the SWAT team. I don't know
couldn't
if that's
tell
what
it was
is.
overnight. I mean, it looks like it's nighttime, but the way cameras are, it's hard to tell exactly what kind of lighting is involved there.
So, I mean, they're going in, the fully clad. They got the shield, and it looks as though they break down the front door of this residence.
Okay.
But again, I don't know what more to make of it, and I don't even know that it's valid.
And correct, and we haven't had any resolution to that posted recently. And then, now this goes to what Kevin was talking about earlier. If you're watching this stream right now, and you have some idea about what is happening, if anything, in the bus terminal area of right downtown St. Catharines, can you please click on the link that is at the bottom of the stream that you're watching right now, and get in contact with us and talk to us in real time if there's anything that you're seeing or anything that you know.
So take a look at this stuff here, Lee. And again, we don't know the validity of this.
Okay.
But here, this is from a guy, just Mike Allen Brady. I don't know who he is.
And this is back to Port Colborne again.
Exactly. This is from 3 hours ago. This is all the Port Colborne incident. This is the same thing, Port Colborne.
Yeah.
And he's saying,
I went away to talk about downtown St. Catharines for a minute, so I want to just clarify.
He's saying one person dead around the corner, but then, I mean, wow, isn't this...
Police standoff 173 Mitchell Street. Guy inside the house is Brady Neff. He's a UFC fighter?
I don't know. Brady
shoot and kill someone. The sentence structure isn't good, but...
Right.
5 TV news station here now. The Brady Neff not alive. What is Brady...
Brady Neff. So whoever this Brady Neff guy, not alive anymore, insinuating that that's the guy.
But this guy's Mike Allen Brady that's posting.
Right, I have no idea whether this is true or not, Lee.
Yeah.
And then you see this other one. He moved to Port Colborne a couple of weeks ago. He shot a guy in the head around 6 a.m. today, and then ran to the house on Mitchell Street. So maybe that's why there's 2 residents. Maybe there's one house where there's an incident, and then he ran into another residence. I don't know. Again, I'm just...
I know. But we're all kind of flying blind here for sure.
I mean, there it is, right there.
Huh.
I don't know what to. I mean, here I can go. Recent posts.
Well, we won't. As with anything, I mean, it's kind of like watching O.J. Simpson's White Bronco. You have to wait for a while before something happens that you can report on.
Of course, get to them.
Because nobody really knows anything at this point.
No, I mean,
Parents told to keep kids home, shelter in place, all that stuff.
Lockdown, active incident.
Yeah.
But it seems as though those are the only ones that are actually from the scene, so to
Yeah.
speak. But it looks like a scary situation. If this guy's reporting that one person's dead, maybe look up, Leo. Look up to see who this Brady Neff guy is.
Sorry,
again,
I'm,
I don't know if
I'm not chatting here because I'm just following this scroll the way you are at home. So
yeah, I'll look up if I see anything on Brady Neff.
All right.
You ever heard of that guy?
No,
What
but
a
I
jazz
thought I
hands.
found it interesting that the person that was posting it, his last name was Brady. Like
True.
that's a little coincidental.
Okay. Now again, I don't really know whether it's responsible for us to speculate this much.
Yeah.
But my assumption is we're talking about this guy here.
Well, there it is.
Right? Went to
That would seem-
Eastdale, lives in Welland.
That would seem to be a decent assumption, Kevin, on your part for digging that up. That's probably because this other fellow is talking about Brady Neff, so there he is. I've seen these shots before.
Yeah, and again, I mean, all I'm doing is going off an unsubstantiated report from this guy suggesting that the guy inside the house is Brady Neff. He's a UFC fighter. Brady shoot and kill someone. Well, you know, judging by his lack of grammar, I don't know whether or not we can say that that's a reliable source. So,
Welcome to socials.
yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on, but that's you know what, Lee, that's something I'll try and dig up a little more information as we talk to our next guest.
Yeah. Is she in the wings?
Just working on it here, so I'll just.
All right. So
Pull up the
while
video
you're
here
doing
and kinda
that, I'll
set it up.
just run by our sponsors one more time. Locally owned, genuinely Canadian home hardware. Grantham Home Hardware in particular, where Jake and Rob are your benevolent hosts and proprietors. Grantham Home Hardware in the Grantham Shopping Center, Vine and Scott Street in St. Catharines. Great job, guys, and your staff. They're always so awesome whenever I go in there, and they don't know me from Adam, but so they treat all their customers wonderfully. So Grantham Home Hardware, thanks for being here. You see an awful lot of the home hardware stuff too with all of these Toronto Blue Jays games that are going on because they've got the home hardware TV set, etc., that they keep going back to. So great community supporting business. And again, genuinely Canadian, locally owned Grantham Home Hardware. Thanks for being a key sponsor of ours, the key sponsor of ours. The Niagara Parks Commission, responsible for all of the attractions and the upkeep and the policing and the entertainment that is 56 kilometers of Niagara Parkway property, all the way from Fort Erie down through Queenston to Niagara-on-the-Lake, etc. Thank you so much. Just a perfect fit for our program because, as we always say about this show, it's all Niagara. For Niagarans, by Niagarans, in Niagara, and that's our mandate. That's what we do, and that's what Niagara Parks does as well. Our brand new sponsor, Vera Wellness, psychotherapy services, and we're going to be able to tell you a lot more about this organization as time goes forward. Just so you kind of have an idea about, I'm going to spend a minute on where the name comes from, and I'm reading from a website, so that's why I'm not staring right at you right for a second. The name Vera Wellness is rooted in two meanings that guide the heart of their work. It's inspired by the aloe vera plant, which I'm sure you've heard of, a symbol of healing and nourishment. Like aloe, they believe in a gentle, supportive approach that encourages growth, healing, well-being from the inside out. And Vera also comes from the Latin word for truth. So they really try to deal with humans on what's really happening. And their team of people, the principal of Vera Wellness is Mika Matthews. She's a registered psychotherapist with over 7 years of experience in mental health and brain injury. She offers a warm, trauma-informed, and relational approach, supporting individuals navigating anxiety, perfectionism, people-pleasing, and the impacts of trauma and attachment wounds. So that is the principal, ladies and gentlemen, Mika Matthews of Vera Wellness. You can visit them at Vera Wellness, all one word, .ca, and check them out. And we thank them for being our brand new sponsor. They're their maiden voyage as a sponsor in this program today. Thank you, Mika, and your staff for being here as part of Niagara 411 Live with Lee Sterry. Welcome to the family. Ace Alignment, just on North Street, just off Geneva, behind the police station, for all of your automotive needs, whatever those needs might be. New model, late model, trucks, cars, race cars, pedal boats, it doesn't matter. They got you covered. Darren Miller is the head mechanic. Owner-operator is Janice Pretty. Their senior mechanic is Matt Crompton, and they'll look after you for all of your automotive needs. Verge Insurance, been with us, now for years, and in Niagara for years. 1953 they launched here. They're over on Ontario Street. The Shirks are totally committed to offering home, business, health, life insurance, collaboration, and consultation. Mark Shirk, son Blake, thank you for making us part of your marketing experience, if you will. Mac Outpost, Sean, owner, head tech, Derek. What can we say about everything Apple in Niagara? That kind of sums it up. It doesn't get any more complex than that. Sales, service, hardware, software, tutoring, advice, whatever revolves in your Appleverse, in your world of Apple. By all means, that's the place to go. The premier Apple Outpost, Mac Outpost in St. Catharines. Lake Street in the Dollar Tree Plaza where Tim Hortons is, across from Don's Lighting in the north end. Check them out. Ask a question. They'll have the answer. I can double damn guarantee you. And of course, our executive producer, Kevin Jack, along with Brandon Scram, formed WeeStream, Canada's premier streaming service, about a decade ago now.
Yeah, it is 10 years, Lee.
Yeah,
and what
I got it right
to?
this time.
Coming up in a couple of weeks, we will be broadcasting live Remembrance Day ceremonies for the cities of Niagara Falls and Port Colborne.
Excellent.
And I would encourage every municipality to live stream, especially as our veterans age, and sometimes getting out to the cenotaph isn't the easiest thing. I mean, there are so many reasons, from accessibility to social anxiety, why you should be live streaming and live broadcasting these public events in public spaces. So we'll be doing that. And speaking of, it looks like this year we're going to be covering a couple of Santa Claus parades. And again,
cool.
I have no idea why we're not live streaming every single Santa Claus parade across the region, because there's no reason not to do it. Make your public events available for all of your public tax-paying residents. And you can do that easily by live streaming. Get closed caption. It checks your box for accessibility. So we'll be helping out not just Grimsby, who we've been doing for 6 or 7 years, but I think we'll be broadcasting the West Lincoln parade this year. So those are some of the things that we're lining up for the weeks ahead. Now, Lee, we were going to be talking to Ann Swinson, and she was in the green room, but she's dropped out. She was essentially frozen. So I don't know what the internet connection is like down there, the spot in Fort Erie. But it gives us time to cover this one, because I wanted to get this out here. And this is not a story that's like, headline grabbing, but I know to somebody it's kind of one of these stories that, well, you can go from here. Yeah,
it's one of the things. Sorry, lip balm time. I told you it was live. So one of the keynote mandates of Niagara 411. Hi, Nick, by the way. Nick is the operator of Niagara 411, the Facebook page, the news and information portal that you go on every day. That's Nick. Hi to Nick's mom. Niagara 411 Live, which is Kevin and I. We do a live news and information program partnering with Nick and all of you for content, etc. We are two separate entities, and sometimes people get confused about that. But the reason I mentioned it is one of the things that Niagara 411 has done over and over and over again. Nick and his team, including you, the people that contribute, are solve people's problems, be they small ones, big ones, whatever. It's all about connecting people to solutions for whatever issue it is they're looking to solve. Lola Robers found these keychains with photos in a coat they got from a thrift shop in Welland. We've all visited thrift shops. Sometimes you find some pretty cool stuff and you buy something, you take it home and, oh wow, there's something in the pocket. Well, These keychains fall into that category. They were in a coat that was purchased at a thrift shop in Welland. Do you recognize the couple in the photos so they can be returned? Lola Robers is the person to reach out to. She posted on the MBKS advice page. I screenshot and posted here in hopes of reaching a wider scope of members. Thanks. And there's a couple on a keychain. It almost looks like something you might find on a manufactured a picture frame in a supermarket or a store, but these look like authentic, like real photos on real rings. There's a couple, and Kevin showed you the picture of the other couple a while. Do you recognize?
I think it's the same couple. It's just one side of. I don't think I'd walk around.
It is the same couple. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a different couple.
Okay. Imagine that.
I was saying
honey,
it's
here's
one.
a picture of you and me.
Never mind. I was saying it's
on
one picture of the couple.
On the flip side,
not one couple. Knucklehead. Anyway.
Oh, I have to change mine, Lee. My new couple is Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Find them on a keychain. You know it's manufactured. All right. Anyway. These are the people we're trying to find, is the bottom line here. Once Kevin and I are done dissing each other, this is the couple that we're looking for.
And there's a key attached, so I'm assuming that key would probably be valuable. We've all had that, right? Like, I lost that key. Well, maybe that's where the key is.
Well, it's got to open something, Kevin.
Yeah, maybe it opens my heart, Lee.
It's
the key to my heart. Well, look at this, and what a nice keychain,
this
too.
Is really getting silly.
You are my missing piece. That's nice.
Found this coat in a coat I thrifted. Do you know who they are? Now go to Facebook and Niagara 411 and let them know that you know who they are. I know what you are and I saw what you did. That's a Halloween theme if there ever was one. You like scary movies, Kevin? Is your family into Halloween type movies?
Ish. I don't really watch them, but we try and watch Halloween ones that are family friendly. I'll tell you this though, Lee. This weekend, my parents were over, flipping around, and ended up flipping onto, I think on one of those classic movie channels, was Psycho.
Oh.
I've never seen Psycho.
Never?
No, never seen it. 1960, Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh my God, I wouldn't take
Lee.
a shower for years after I saw that
Well,
movie.
I know. And we probably caught it about 10 minutes in, and I'll tell you, some of these classic movies, they just still ring true. A good movie is just a good movie. 10 minutes in, and next thing you know, we're an hour in, and we're gripped to it. Yeah. It's absolutely compelling. It stands the test of time.
I can't believe you've never seen it.
No, so I've since downloaded it because I want to watch the end. I essentially got, and I'm not ruining it for anybody.
You don't let your kids see it.
I got to the part where Janet Leigh was murdered in the tub, and then
in the shower, yeah.
Yeah, and then Bates goes and sinks the car in the pond there.
Yeah.
And then, and then the private investigator and the cop and the boyfriend and the sister. So they're just starting to try and figure out what's going on with Norman Bates and everything there. So I haven't seen the end. I've downloaded it, and boy, oh boy, tonight I'm hoping, if the Jays don't go 18 hours, that I can watch this thing. So that's it. Psycho.
But you're not watching it with your kids.
No, we didn't watch Psycho with the kids.
Don't do
that. What about you? You got any Halloween? I mean, there's holiday classics. But what are your Halloween classics?
No, I've never been a really big Halloween guy. I like thrillers. I like suspenseful movies, and I'm not into the slasher type movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or any of that stuff. But I enjoy a good spooky scare from time to time. There is this Netflix series though that's been going on around it, and you were talking. And the reason it clicked with me is because you mentioned Psycho. There's a TV and movie producer. He does series called Monster, and he does this monster series. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And he does stories about different people and different things. And the last series that made a really big splash was the Ed Gein story. Ed Gein, I guess his name is pronounced. Anyway, one of North America's most prolific serial killers, and he was just it's a terribly graphic series, but people like Alfred Hitchcock took motivation from this guy's real life and turned their projects into hit films based on stuff this guy did. And one of them was Psycho, which I found interesting. I never knew that before. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was another one. That stuff is a little over the top for me, but that's one of the more popular shows that's been out there over the last little while. Who knows what's going to come next? One of the other things that has happened over the last little while, Kevin, was there are more and more of these what do you call them?
The distraction?
The distraction,
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, the distraction jewelry thefts. I still can't wrap my head around this one. I realize that the elderly segment of our community is vulnerable. I get it. I know that there are scams, telephone scams. There's the grandkids scam, and there's the all kinds of them. But this one still, somehow, there's something about it that just rings strangely to me. Rings a weird bell. But this popped up again. Earlier today, my elderly neighbor was walking in the Secord Woods area when a couple in a white SUV stopped to ask for directions to Costco. Okay. While speaking with her, they distracted her by offering necklaces as a thank you. What? Really? Unfortunately, during this distraction, they stole her necklace and wedding rings, which were loose-fitting. Vehicles, a white SUV, suspects, man in the front seat, woman in the back seat. Please be cautious if approached in a similar manner and share this information with others in the area, especially seniors or anyone who may be walking alone. Report any suspicious activity. All right. Does this really happen? Like, are we being scammed by scam artists trying to think there's a scam and people taking jewelry off people because they offer them other jewelry in response to a request for information? Does this really happen? I mean, really? I'm sorry. I have a difficult time thinking that it actually really does happen. With apologies to the person that put this post up on Facebook, I don't care how old you are or where you are walking, could you possibly be out that isolated in an area where somebody in a white truck is going to come up and offer you a necklace for directions to Costco, considering the fact that the nearest Costco that's really populated by the general public every day is in Niagara Falls, which is nowhere near Secord Woods. I'm sorry, folks, but maybe I'm just not trusting enough, but there are a lot of things about this sort of distraction scam that bother me. The posts bother me. I think most of them are fake, to tell you the truth. I don't know why they're up there. I guess we still have to be careful. I guess you still have to warn your elderly parents or neighbors or whatever to not try to get close enough to somebody to accept jewelry from them. But do you get what I'm talking about here, Kevin? Is there anything like is my thinking stinking or
no? But
I don't
like
get
I said,
it.
I mean, people wouldn't try these scams if they didn't work, right? That's what I always fall back on. It's like if it didn't work, they'd stop doing them. So,
but do they work, and are they real?
They must be. We've seen them. We've seen people. Remember, we shared video of one which I thought was like a doorbell cam because somebody came right up. Lee, want to update this before we get to Ann here from Happy Day Sanctuary. This is from the NRP in relation to that Port Colborne incident.
This is the Brady Neff.
Right, so there you go. So we were right in saying that it's Brady Neff, 27 years old,
Yeah.
wanted for possession of firearm.
Okay.
As a continuing of the well, you can read that.
Oh yeah, well they've identified a suspect whose whereabouts are currently unknown.
Right, which is kind of scary.
Yes, but that other post said that this Neff character was in a house in Port Colborne.
Right, but the other post also said that Neff had fired a gun at somebody.
Yeah. But
So if that's the case,
But this post, is this a new post?
This is from the NRP. This is from the NRP 35 minutes ago.
35 minutes ago, and
From the NRP.
ostensibly they're still looking for this dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Look, identified a suspect whose whereabouts are currently unknown.
And that was 35 minutes ago.
Yeah, so they don't know where this guy is. It's kind of freaky, no?
Yeah, well, yes. All right.
All right, and we do have Ann now. So here, I'll throw up
Good.
the post that got us here,
Yeah.
and then we'll see. I think the internet may be a little spotty out there for her, but hopefully the audio comes through clear. But
Okay.
here you go. This is what started the whole thing.
I'm a sucker for animals in general, cats in particular. We've always had cats, and every time we read a story about animals, pets being abandoned, it strikes a chord with me. And we wanted to talk to Ann about this. Ann is the managing director of Happy Days Sanctuary in Fort Erie. Ari, the story, the most recent story about abandoned animals that came up, I think they said up to 8 kittens or cats were abandoned in their property. Have we got you, Ann?
I don't know. I thought we did.
I know we have Ann's wall, but I don't know if we have Ann in there. Oh, there she comes. Hello.
I'm here.
You there? Okay.
Oh, it's not fun in the country with the internet.
No, I think we might have a spotty connection here, Ann. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
All right.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Before we lose you, give us the main message here. How are things going with the cats and other things? What do you want to tell us?
Gosh. Basically, what happened with the 8 cats is happening all the time. Cats are being dumped, or people have gotten cats that they can't handle, they can't afford them, they can't take them to the vets to get spayed or neutered, and we've kind of got an epidemic going on. Right now, the rescues I talk to are overloaded.
Okay.
The humane societies are overloaded.
Right.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, go.
Okay. So everyone is overloaded, full. The humane societies do work for the cities, and they get paid to take strays, but they don't have the room to put them anywhere. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, cats are probably being euthanized left, right, and center because there's just nowhere to put them. Right now, we're working on a rescue with someone, very nice woman. She. Everyone, when they hear the story, they go, "Oh my God, she's a bad person," but she's not. She took in a couple of cats that were homeless. She couldn't afford to get them spayed and neutered. She secured them, she fed them, she did everything that she could for them. The unfortunate part was, within a year, that one cat became 54 cats.
54?
Because 54. And that's what we're dealing with right now. And we've taken in 39 of that group because we had to. The conditions weren't great for them. And we have them now here, and we're attempting to, we vetted them. We're getting them, we took the mothers and kittens and some of the young siblings. Now we still have 15 back at that location. 8 of them are females. If those females all get impregnated because there's 7 males, there's 15 there, within the next 2 months, that 15 that we left can become 56 or 60. So it's happening everywhere. And a lot of groups, a lot of other rescues are dealing with different rescues like we are. But dumping them isn't the answer. Because number one, I guess maybe they think that they're going to get, okay, I'm going to give them a chance, and they have to get rid of them.
Yeah.
The problem is, they just get killed. They're coyote bait. They're coyote lunch. Or they're not used to being outside. They get hit by cars. So people have got to stop dumping. But we've also got to come up with a solution for these people.
Yeah.
What to do with them.
Yeah. First of all, before I go into what maybe are possible solutions, tell us about tell us about your place. Tell us about Happy Days Sanctuary. What is it? What do you do? I kind of get a sense of what you do, but tell us about your organization anyway.
Well, we have a couple of buildings. We take in, originally we started just taking in ferals and cats that were found outside, mums with kittens. We would take the kittens, we take them in, we get the kittens vetted, and we end up getting them adopted. The mums, if they're friendly, we would do the same with them once they finished feeding their kittens, or if they come in with no kittens, just we get them vetted, and then they get adopted out. That's our plan. If we get cats that are, sometimes they come in totally unsocial, they're feral, they can't go anywhere, and we have a building for the ferals, and that's where they live. They live there. Some of the cats have been there since we opened in 2018, and
Wow.
they just live here. And if but we try, they're constantly getting socialized. We have a group of volunteers that come in twice a day. They come in the morning and they clean litters and feed. It is work, but then they get to play with the cats or the kittens, and they also see how good they're doing. I mean, there's nothing better. We just had 2 cats at the Cat Cafe because we work with them in our adoptions. We do it on Pet Finder and through the Cat Cafe. And we just had 2 kittens, Lilo and Stitch. Their mom came from a colony somewhere. It was in Oakville, I think. We helped out another rescue. We took the mother. Now the kittens, we've took them to the Cat Cafe and they just got adopted. So it's happy endings. We're trying to stop the whole process of these cats continuing to breed.
So,
And that's what we do. And we take care of them.
Well, and it's wonderful that you do. However, it must seem to you a little bit like just a Band-Aid solution to a much larger problem. How do we
Yes.
how do we solve it? Where do we go? What do you need? How can we help? Because I know that it's been a long time, and I remember talking with various directors of humane societies here in Niagara, and every now and then there'd be a lot of cats, but eventually, the adoption process would take its shape, and we'd be okay. But this, as you said, it seems to be almost epidemic, to the point of we got a big problem here. And I know that we have prided ourselves here in Niagara as being sort of one of those no-kill zones for animals. But where do we go from here? How do we do this?
It would be nice if the government could find some money. They can find it for everything else. It would be nice if they could find some money to help with not just the spay-neuter clinics. The Humane Societies have spay-neuter clinics, and they give inexpensive spay-neuter, but it ends up costing, with shots, about $150 to $200. A lot of people don't have that money, and the problem is that's why they're dumping their cats. And then all of a sudden that one cat becomes, like I said, the one cat that woman took in is now 54. And if we don't get those females she's got, there's another 60 within a few months. So they used to have, the Toronto does. Toronto has a spay-neuter program. You can go to the Humane Society, and basically for people that can't afford it, it's free.
And we don't have such a thing.
Other countries have done it.
We don't have such a thing in Niagara?
No, nothing. All we have here is we have spay-neuter clinics. There's 3 of them. The Lincoln has one, Welland has one, and Fort Erie has one.
Yeah.
But getting on the list, number one, the person has to have a couple of $100 to do it.
Yeah.
And getting on the list, sometimes the waiting list is months long.
Yeah, it seems to me
Like
that
we don't even use it. We have vets that we use that give us a good deal.
it seems to me that we sort of cut you off, Ann. Sort of cut you off, but we're breaking up a little bit here, so we're gonna move on just a little bit. But Happy Days Sanctuary in Fort Erie. Check him out, and hopefully we'll solve this problem at some point. It seems to me we need funding for spay neutering, then we need to give animals away to good families without charging them $200 and $300 for a cat. That's the end of my my little itty bitty rant here. Thank you very much to Grantham Home Hardware, Niagara Parks Commission, Vera Wellness, Ace Alignment, Verge Insurance Group, Mac Outpost, also Kevin at WeeStream for doing a hell of a job as per usual producing this show. Who have we got to play us off the stage, Kevin?
We got St. Catharines singer-songwriter Joe Lipinski. He performed at the Cicada Fest, and this song's called I Know This. And if you know St. Catharines, then you'll see a lot of landmarks. We got the Burgoyne Bridge, we got the Ontario Street parking garage, and a lot of other haunts and alcoves that you know from the Garden City, all featured in this music video coming up.
All right. Thank you, Fiddler's Poorhouse, Dave McParrion and gang, for allowing us once again to get in your space every couple of weeks. Go Jays, Game 5 tonight. Let's wrap it up soon. Bring it back here and win it all. Cheers. See you in a couple of weeks.